Morning, good morning. Gee, it's great to start your day with coffee with Karma today. Hello, Internet land. And today I am on X and on YouTube live this morning, July 3rd, and it's a Wednesday. Woo! Hi, my name is Carma Spence, and I help entrepreneurs write, publish, and market client attracting books so that they can grow their business. Now, one of the great tools that can help you turn your client attracting book into a client attracting book is social media. But a lot of authors struggle with it. Hey, I have. And sometimes I still do. Sometimes I still do. But I have come up with some principles that can help you do it better, and I've written about them in my latest ebook, which is called The Author's Social Media Playbook. If you would like that, go ahead and go to bookmarketingclub.com/SM playbook, and you can get that for free. And today, I'm gonna be talking about 5 author-specific hacks that you can do on social media that will help you attract more clients. Does that sound like fun? Well, then let's get to it. And these are things that really you have to be an author in order to do. It's not very easy to do these things unless you have a book. And the first one is content as a preview. This is where you can actually share your content that eventually becomes a book. In fact, my book 57 Secrets for Branding Yourself Online, which was published by a boutique publisher. They no longer publish that series, so that book's out of print, but I do have the rights to the content, and we'll be re-releasing that probably in 26, 27, somewhere like that. It's further down my queue of books that I'm working on. But anyway, what I did to write that book was I took blog posts that were already published, had been published for a while, updated them, pulled them together, and created the book. So that your blog posts, but I didn't do that intentionally, that was like an afterthought. But you can do this proactively. You can be writing content on your blog or even talking about it on video in your podcasts. In fact, one of the podcasts I did last year, I'm gonna be turning into a book either later this year or next year. Depends on how everything else works out. Um, and you do it intentionally. You say, and there's 2 ways you can do this. There's one where you're doing it intentionally as in, this is actually the content that's going to be in a book, you're getting a preview, or it can be I don't know if it's really a thought experiment, but it's you working out your ideas in writing, because writing actually does help you solidify and crystallize your ideas. So the blog post can be your way of, "This is me expressing this idea and seeing if people like it, and also seeing if I've gotten all the pieces together yet." Also, once you're writing the book or have written and it's going through design, you can start dropping little pieces of it. I did this also with 57 Secrets for Branding Yourself Online. Once it was published, I started doing what I called a virtual book tour where I would do readings of my book in unusual places. Well, not all of them were unusual. I did one in a hotel lobby. I did one of them in my mom's backyard. I did one of them at the Getty Museum in LA. I did another one on Catalina Island. It was like whenever I was in a place that was, like, out of the ordinary for me, I'd go, "Bring out the camera." I'd stop and I'd read one of the tips from my book. You can do something like that. Maybe not exactly like that, but basically, you're previewing the book for potential readers, using content from your book to create social media content. Tip number 2, personal branding. Books help you express and communicate and actually enhance your personal brand. Authors, this was harder to explain for me because it's just a thing. It's like, it's just a thing. Um, but basically, what a book does for an author with their audience that nothing else can do is it's like it puts you, the author, in the room with the person. I mean, video kind of does that too, but there's something about a person sitting and reading and they almost hear your voice inside their own head. That doesn't happen with video. You're actually hearing my voice with your ears. But with a book, you're hearing my voice in your head, in your imagination, and it deepens if you write the book well and you write the book in a conversational style, they can feel like they've known you even though they've never met you and maybe not even seen anything other than the picture on the cover of your book. That is the power of a book. And when the right person reads your book and hears your voice in their head, they seek you out because they want your voice in their ears and they wanna hire you. Number 3, books offer long-term well, I need to tie that last tip to social media because this whole video is about social media. Using the book and the content in the book as content in your social media helps get new readers who eventually have your words in their heads. That's how it ties. Tip number 3 is long-term engagement. The What's beautiful about a book is that it's so long. Even if it's a short book and it's only 100 pages, it still is long enough that there's all this content that you can use. You can use pull quotes, you can do readings, you can do infographics based on some of the I mean, you can do a wide variety of social media content all based from your book. Your book can give you probably several years. It can give you at least a year's worth of content, if not more. So it helps you generate content. And what's beautiful, here is a little tip. And I usually reserve this for clients, but I'm going to give it to you because you're watching this episode of Coffee with Karma. And that is take a copy of your manuscript and get it into text format. So if you've got it in Word, copy and paste it into a text document, save that, upload your book to ChatGPT, Claude, whatever AI tool you use, and then ask it to analyze the content of your book and produce the social media tip. Now, the prompt's a little bit more complex than that. I'm not gonna go into that right now. You can either figure it out or you can come to me and I'll help you out with that. But that is a brilliant tool because when you, upload the document as a text, it doesn't use as many credits. Anyway, pro tip. Tip number 4, building thought leadership. Your book can help you build thought leadership. Here's another idea for social media content. So in your book, you say X. Now what you can do is take that X and develop it into thought leadership articles and posts that you share on social media by diving deeper into that content or going sideways from that content. Say, in my book, I talk about this concept, but since I've written the book, I've been thinking about it in these ways, or I just thought of this other thing that connects to it, and off you go. Off you go. It becomes your thought leadership prompting machine, which can, which is, and thought leadership content works really well on LinkedIn. It works really well on LinkedIn. So if you have a professional audience, this is the way to go. Okay. And tip number 5 is content repurposing, which is basically what I've been talking about the whole time in a way. But basically, your book contains a wealth of content that you can turn into video shorts, 2 to 3 minute videos, long form videos, webinars, infographics, pull quotes, tips, lists, thought leadership prompts, other kinds of writing prompts, blog posts, podcast episodes. Your book is a wealth of information that you can continually use, and then you just bring them back to your book. So, for example, in June, I did a whole series of I did a series of shorts about email. I did an exathon. I did several webinars. I did, which were also live streams. I did an infographic. I did all these things, and all of it was pulled from the pages of my book, Serve Up Your Book. And I can continue doing that because I haven't pulled everything from there. And the thing is, some authors are like, "Well, then my content's out there. Why would they buy my book?" Because number 1, the vast majority of people aren't going to experience all the different ways that you've put content from your book into social media. You could put the entire contents of your book on social media in different pieces all over the place, and no one would be able to pull that all together unless they were really insane. And 2, most people are too lazy to do that. It's just easier to buy the book. So don't worry about sharing the information from your book out in the world. Yes, there will be some people that say, "You know what? That was the only thing from your book I want. I'm good." They aren't your people. They aren't your ideal client. So who cares? It's all good. It's all good. You just transformed that person's life. Yay. So there you go. 5 author specific tactics that you can use to improve your social media and turn your book into a client attracting machine. And by the way, get a copy of my latest free ebook, The Author's Social Media Playbook, which is all about turning your book into a client attracting machine. And you can get that at bookmarketingclub.com/SM, as in social media, playbook, SM playbook. This is Carma Spence.